Todas estas motos empiezan como una moto de fábrica que puedes comprar en cualquier concesionario.
This is a 350 designed for racing first and foremost, and basically Danny comes in and makes a lot of additions to the bike. Probably the first thing that all freestyle riders change is the inside of the suspension to take the bigger jumps.
The first thing la primera cosa es, bueno, esta es una moto de cross normal y corriente, lo primero que tocan puede ser las suspensiones, que serían importantes a la hora de realizar las recepciones y los años.
Now, I guess I'll go with the evolution of freestyle. One of the first things, besides the suspension, the motors normally stay standard on the inside. Sometimes we'd add a FMF pipe, or different riders have different sponsors, but as far as the evolution goes, the first thing freestyle riders were doing 15 years ago was cutting the seat lower so your feet can go over, and also cutting these holes in the side so you can do the Superman seat grabs, things like that.
Bueno, desde hace 15 años cuando empezaron con el mundo del motocross, realmente el motor no tiene mucho cambio, como mucho el tubo de escape, dependiendo del patrocinador, del sponsor. Y bueno, hace 15 años empezaron retocando los asientos, los cortaban para poder sacar más fácil las piernas, y los plásticos traseros para poder agarrarse. ¿Cómo les explica?
Gotta have fun with it, right? Alright. Okay, so you'll notice each person's bike, some people ride a different manufacturer. This is a KTM, there's some Yamahas, Hondas, and then you have the dilemma of the 2-stroke and the 4-stroke, which I heard Thomas talking about. In Mexico City, it's a little bit difficult on the 2-strokes because they are not fuel injected, they have a carburetor, and you definitely lose a lot of power. I experienced that in my days here, that wow, the bike is so much slower and it changes the feel of every trick. So my hat's off to these riders for adapting. Beyond that, you'll see that the graphics are different, and that's something that the riders can take as their own creative measure to show their own style. Danny always has a pretty unique bike with his Torres graphics, with the bird, and obviously adding his sponsors.
Bueno, él dice que es algo que él notó cuando venía por aquí, la pérdida de potencia de los dos tiempos. Esta que tenemos aquí es una 4 tiempos, la que utiliza Dani Torres, pero bueno, que es algo muy difícil de lidiar con ello porque pierde mucha potencia. Y luego nos hablaba también de que ha evolucionado el mundo del motocross freestyle, cada vez más sponsors, y podemos ver cómo los riders cada vez tienen la moto más bonita, con sus pegatinas, con sus sponsors.
Okay, and so the evolution continues. We have the grab holes, we have the seat, and around 2006, Travis Pastrana, I'm sure a few of you know that name, came in and thought of doing this, the super flip lever. This has been one of the most game-changing pieces added to a bike that has really helped freestyle evolve. This is used for the backflip combinations, such as the Superman backflip, the stripper backflip. It really helps the guys throw the bike away, and it braces your arm on so you can't disconnect. And I think it's one of the more significant changes with freestyle. And a similar feature has been added. I think Matt Ribot was one of the first people I've seen do it, where you actually trap your foot on to the side of the bike over here by the shifter, so you can do big no-hander flips and things like that a little more safely. Yeah, it makes you do your tricks safer, but if you crash and something's like that and your arm's trapped on, it makes it really dangerous. So there's checks and balances to that.
Continuando con la evolución del motocross freestyle, uno de los cambios más importantes ha sido este aparatito, ¿cómo lo llamaríamos? Este adaptador que utilizan cuando van a realizar backflips. Backflip Superman es fácil porque para la moto en el brazo y bueno, ayuda al rider. Otra de las novedades que pusieron, el primero fue Matt Ribot, es en el pie izquierdo, como una puntera más nueva para poner el pie y sujetarlo, pero Eso también conlleva un riesgo porque si te caes, tu brazo se puede quedar atrapado, tu pie se puede quedar atrapado.
And like I said, that's pretty much the main final things that have been added to bikes. We have little things, like small details underneath the handlebars here. You have the steering stabilizer, which about half of the riders choose to use. That keeps the bars from making any sudden movements, so you can do the no-handed landers. And really after that, you're just dealing with a standard machine. Each guy, you know, does some specialty things, but grip tape, things like that. You can see Danny has some grip tape here for cliffhangers, and some people like that, some people don't, so it's really personal preference.
Bueno, las últimas dos adaptaciones que se han podido meter en la moto ha sido el bloqueador de la dirección. Cuando un rider va a caer un truco sin manos, bloquean la dirección de la moto para que no se pueda mover. Y luego también hay algunos pilotos que eligen poner lija en la moto para agarrar más, pero no todos. Algunos lo utilizan y otros no.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions about the bikes?